The goal of this item is that your child looks to someone when they call their name. So if you say Johnny, Johnny turns around and looks at you. What's very specific about this goal is we want to see the child turn their eyes and their head to look when you call their name. And so the game that goes along with this is the calling their name game. And so the idea would be trying to get to the point where you've called their name about 8 to 10 times in one day, in order to practice looking. And you have to make it fun, and you can't just keep saying their name like Johnny, 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 because they're not going to look. So you have to do something where first they're close by, they're proximal, and you say Johnny, and he looks at you and goes, hi! And remember, the more you're enthusiastic and excited when they respond, the more they will respond. So then you work on it when they're a little bit farther away from you. Johnny! And you turn around and go, hi! And so anytime that he doesn't respond, you get closer and closer, and don't say his name until you get close enough where you can go, Johnny, and you can actually touch him when you say the name so that he does it successfully. So you want to get as close as possible. If he's not turning around and looking at you when you say a name, get really close, then say Johnny, and if he doesn't look at you that time, then you bend around and get his eye contact and say hi. And then do that. Like, so you have to sometimes back it all the way back to that part where you're sitting right next to him and you're making eye contact with him, and have him do that a few times, and then slowly fade it back further and further from him. The other thing to remember is don't wear it out, so you have to make it fun or else they're not going to keep looking. So doing silly things like making a silly face, like create a routine out of it. So when you say his name, he's kind of excited to see what you're going to do next, like, or get an object and put it on your nose or put it on your head. Just be really silly, and do things differently, because you want to engage them and get them really focused. This is a big goal, turning and looking at you when you call their name. It's huge for school, it's huge for safety. So this is a goal that really, if your child doesn't have it yet, work on it and work on it and work on it every day, because it will help them so much later on.